Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 38 of the Pokemon Cup Series. Today we are here at Sonoma Raceway for the running of the Toyota S38R28 350. On the pole will be the 37 of Anthony Then, and on his outside with the 24 Mark Wallace. Row 2 will have Chase Wisted in the 9 and the 4 of Zachary Fitzwater. Row 3 with Christian Vargas and Johnny Gardner, and Row 4 is Brad Cheston and Jonathan Fast. Row 5, Nathan Alvarez and Cassandra Kirker. Toby Smith and Austin Stitzel. Row 6, Kermika Jazz and Maxwell Smart make Row 7. Row 8, Philip Goldberg and our winner from Richmond, Chen Z. In the 3, he won at Richmond, so he's locked into round 2 of the playoffs. With that win, Cassidy Reynolds, Jackson Natal will be Row 9, and Van Tracy Battle, Anthony Lopez. Round out your field of playoff drivers in the race. And the rest of the non-playoff drivers, their starting lineup are on the left of your screen. And we're about to get underway with the command to fire up the engines.
Drivers, start your engines.
And this will be a good race here today. 16 laps at Sonoma Raceway, and it will be all on the long course of Sonoma with the carousel included. So it's going to be awesome to have the carousel back again, because in previous seasons we had the chute and carousel layouts in one weekend as a two-stage dual race. A two-stage race with those different layouts. But this year we're just going to be running on the carousel version of Sonoma Raceway. Ignore the Infineon Raceway logos, the old logos. This is the best one I could find. They recently updated the AI to be more competitive and much more smoother. At the old version, or the long version of Sonoma, this is the default version, but it is with the long layout though. The AI though was updated, hopefully. 16 laps at Sonoma. We're about to get the green, and here we go. Green flag is in the air. And we're underway in wine country. Sure going to be an exciting race from start to finish. Second playoff race of the season. And a lot is on the spots are on the line for round 2. Anthony Then. Great start here. And here they go to the carousel for the first time today. There you see, they're running the carousel for the first time this season in Sonoma. Some of these drivers, they have never ridden on the carousel before at Sonoma. And we have a lot of veterans that know exactly what to expect when they go down the carousel because of last season's race. And Anthony Then using his experience right now to pull away. And so far, these guys are doing pretty good. Zachary Fitzwater runs in the second spot now as he moves up to second over Mark Wallace. Zach's only win, by the way, came on a road course. That was at Brands Hatch in the 4-car, and that got him in the playoffs, so he knows his way around the road courses. But the 37, he does as well, as he has pulled away on the first lap of the race. He's doing pretty solid. Already up to over a second on the first lap alone. And this guy is just on fire. Question is anybody going to be able to stop him? Here comes Johnny Gardner, going to try to take the spot away from Mark Wallace down to the carousel, and he does. Nice move on the 12 car. And he is a former 2-time champion, so he knows his way around every course we throw at him. He's just a legend. Johnny Gardner, a legend. Already 2 wins in Season 38. This guy is just almost unstoppable. So we got 3 of the best prolific drivers in the top 3 now. Anthony Then, Zach Fitzwater, Johnny Gardner. Mark Wallace and Christian Vargas round out the top 5, for those of you wondering. Anthony then, of course, was the runner-up last season in the championship run to Wyatt Quayle, and he now looks for some redemption this season, hopes of getting that elusive championship, and he might start off by possibly winning Sonoma. We've seen strange things happen, though, so it's far from over yet. We have just gotten underway at this track, so things might change. You never know. Christian Vargas runs in the 5th spot. I thought I mentioned him. He's the only... he only has one win this season at Texas. That got him into the playoffs, but he's running in a pretty solid 5th position. So he's doing pretty well, getting those big points to help him advance in round 2. There's Brad Cheston in the 6th spot. 3 wins for this driver. The other driver with 3 wins is Toby Smith. And Jonathan Fast runs 7th, and his only win also came on a road course, and that was back in Valkenburg with pitch strategy pulling off, and he was able to win on that pitch strategy, was able to pull away. There's Chase Wisted running 8th spot. Only win came, you guessed it, on a road course, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. He got his win earlier in the season. So these guys know their way around the road courses. Their only wins in this season have been on a road course. So we could be seeing some we could see exciting battles as we go forward. Cassandra Kirker running on a pretty solid 9th spot. That 8 car running pretty smooth and fast since winning the Daytona 500. So now she looks to add Sonoma to her list. And there's Toby Smith, the other driver with 3 wins I was talking about earlier. And she has been pretty solid. Toby Smith has been pretty solid, I should say. I was probably still talking about Kirker. Ooh, Chase Wisted went in a bit of in the grass, and that allowed the 8 car to get by the 9. What a nice run there on that 8 car. And Toby Smith, I mentioned, 3 wins in the season. He has been pretty dominant in the early part of the season. So, watch out for him to make a move later on. Austin Stitzel, a former winner at this track, runs 11th. And there's Jazin Chenziv and Tracy Battle. And there's Wyatt Quayle, the defending champion. He's not going to be going for 2. This season, he has yet to win a race, shockingly, as the defending series champ. It's just been a struggle for him to win here after winning the title. Running 15th now, but anything can happen, like I said. And Quayle's just looking to win a race this season. Just hasn't had the season that he wanted. Nathan Alvarez is having a little trouble in 40th, just slower than the other cars. It's just been a struggle for that 36, so something must have gone wrong. And Lauren Martinez might have made contact. Look at that. A couple cars made contact in one of the corners. They got into a skirmish, and no caution was brought out. Pretty shocking. Johnny Garner, though, closing in on Zach Fitzwater. And there you see his onboard camera right here. Trying everything he can to get that 4 car. I mean, Johnny Garner, he's been an expert on road courses. And then one of his wins came on a road course at Sawmill earlier in the season. So all these drivers, they're experienced in road course races. Mark Wallace, though, he won in a thriller at Kansas Speedway. But he's running the Rainbow Warrior scheme today. And he hopes to have that luck with him here in this race. Johnny Garner, though, trying to narrow down the 4 as he is trying to get that 2nd spot from Zachary Fitzwater. Look at that run he got on the braking zone, the carousel, and the small carousel, I should say, and the big carousel. They're approaching quickly. 11 laps remain at Sonoma. It's been domination for Anthony then. My goodness, nearly a 3-second lead on everybody else. This guy has just been unstoppable from the very beginning. It has been a pretty solid race for that 37, but the 12 car, though, is gaining on the 4. Was able to outrun that 4 car on that corner, but the question is he going to be able to catch him for second? I mean, he gained on him a little bit from that last lap. So Johnny Garner, he has his eyes set on the second spot, and then he might want to try to go for that lead. For a little over 3 seconds, by the way, the leader is at. Might have been 3 seconds now, but with the way Johnny Garner's been running, he might try to chop down on that lead. Mark Wallace right behind him in 4th as well could make an impact. These guys running pretty close to one another, and pretty soon they're going to try to make moves. Look at that. Look at that. I think it's just 3 car lengths now for the 12 and the 4 in for second spot now. So Zach Fitzwater, he knows he's got to be perfect. He's got to avoid that 12 car from passing him. But he knows that 12 car has been real strong today, and he's been trying to narrow down the 4. Yeah, he's trying to close him in on the carousel down here with 10 laps to go. As Anthony then, he doesn't have anything to worry about just yet. But I've got a feeling, though, that pretty soon Johnny Gardner's going to try to make an aggressive move to the front. And he might try to do something. Mark Wallace also closing in. Could be in a pretty exciting battle brewing. Uh-oh, Hawkins went off the line there. Must have taken a wrong turn. That one car went a little offline. He lost a couple positions. Must have lost his grip. We have not yet had a caution though today. And there's Cody Smart going to try to take Lauren Martinez's spot, even though it's nearly in the bottom of the pack. But Cody Smart does get there. Does get there. There you see the rest of the pack running as comparison to the other two. Zach Fitzwater's been able to keep it steady now. So he's been able to keep it steady against Johnny Gardner. But that 12 car, he could be coming quick. That 12 car is just narrowing down the 4 with every lap. Probably trying to catch Zach Fitzwater by surprise. After this will be the halfway point of the stage, so big stage points coming up for these playoff drivers. Looks like all the drivers in the top 10 will earn stage points. The top 14 drivers are all in the playoffs. That's pretty good. I believe Goldberg is the lowest driver in the playoffs in the field, running in 20. Oh no, Nathan Alvarez. Never mind. 40th. He's the lowest playoff driver in the field. Alvarez not doing so great right now. And Cullen Francis went off the track. Not a good run for that 95. He goes off track and loses a lot of positions. Another driver that went off track there. So, yeah. And the leaders come to pit. Anthony then is going to lead them to pit road. And Jonathan Fast, he's going to stay out to take the lead. He's going to try to... No, wait. Johnny Garner's going to stay out to take the lead. Yeah, Johnny Garner's going to try to do what Jonathan Fast did at Valkenburg for him to win the race. These guys are pitting, and a little over halfway through, they should be good to go on just one pit stop. Let's see who's going to come out first right here on this set of pit stops. It's a very long course, though, so we'll see if their strategy will pay off and cycle around. Oh boy. Oh, 4 was hit from behind by the 24. And now he hits the 37. Oh my goodness. Crazy off pit road. And now the 37 trying to avoid hitting the pace car. He lost a lot of ground there. He got hit from in the front and behind. A very bad pit stop for Anthony then. I mean, these guys were all competing, trying to get every spot they can, and it does not work to their favor. What a crazy set of pit stops there. And Johnny Gardner, he's going to come down pit road. Right here, right now. Johnny Gardner onto the pits. Who's going to join him? Jonathan Fast, Chase Wisted, Toby Smith, Austin Stitzel, Chen Z. Basically the other half of the field will be joining him on pit road. Sorry if I can't get better views than this with the grandstands blocking everything. So who's going to lead them? Who's going to be the fast leader now? It appears it's Zach Fitzwater. The question is, will he come off pit road in time to inherit the lead? So all our eyes are focused now on pit road. Let's see what happens. Garner's out. Johnny Garner just came off pit road. Here comes the 4. But the 12 car might be the leader in this corner. That 4 is coming though. Trying to get a better exit. But Johnny Garner able to stay afloat and take the lead. Nice strategy for Johnny Gardner as he takes the lead. Zach Fitzwater, though, is going to try to close in on him. Now it's a race to the front. And a tough break for that 37 car. Lost a ton of momentum and positions after a disastrous pit road exit. I mean, cars were hitting him from behind and from the front. And he had to avoid hitting the pace car. He just had a really awkward pit stop there. Just doesn't help him at all. And now he's trying to hang on, trying to keep Wyatt Quell from taking his position away. Boy, this is competitive now. Now it's a battle for the lead. Zach Fitzwater. He's got the fresher tires on by 1 lap. Is he going to be able to pass the 12 car? Right on him. Let's see if he does it. Coming to 7 to go. Gonna try to do it on the carousel right here. He's got to run. Johnny Garner, though, better exit. Johnny Garner somehow able to make it. Johnny Garner somehow able to hang on. But now the carousel's coming. And Johnny Garner outbreaks the 4. Right on the corner. Oh man, Johnny Gardner is hanging on and Zach Fitzwater is losing the grip. He lost that momentum there. Johnny Gardner able to pull ahead. So the 12 car was able to hang on there. Was able to avoid getting passed by the 4. That 4 car though is pretty tough. He's got fresher tires than the 12. But we'll see if those fresher tires will mean a difference at the end of the race. Johnny Gardner, though, let's see if he can hang on. Look at Fitzwater trying to narrow him down. No, he couldn't try to pass him on the carousel, on the mini carousel there, so we'll see if he can do it on the bigger carousel. A lot of dirt kicking in right now, trying to, well, it's affecting visibility now. You see the dirt, like, flying now. Let's see if the 4 can get him again on this corner. Ooh, he's trying to lay off there. Johnny Gardner better exit there than the 4 did, and he's trying to pull away now with 5 laps to go. Both of these drivers now even. It's a battle between these two for the race win. Johnny Gardner, though, has just been a lot better on the exits now than the 4, and he's been using that to his advantage. That 12 car, he's gone faster with every lap. Now he's just trying to leave the 4 car literally in the dust. But I'm sure Zach Fitzwater, he might have a trick up his sleeve trying to get the lead. And there's the top 5 there. Oh, look at Toby Smith trying to get through Brad Cheston. Trying to nudge him a little bit out of the way, but Cheston was able to hang on to the position. Just barely hanged on to it. Nearly a bump and run there. It looked like it was going to be a bump and run, but yeah. And Anthony then, though, is taking a little bit of a... He lost another position, unfortunately. So he led most of the day, but pit stop mistakes cost him pretty much the race. And now it's a battle between Johnny Gardner and Zachary Fitzwater. 4 laps remain, and these two are the winningest active drivers in the series right now. Hard to believe, but they are right now in the series. Sorry I have to pause this a bit, but just looking up in the winners list. Johnny Gardner with 26 wins. Zach Fitzwater now has 23. So these drivers combined for 49 Pokemon Cup Series victories together. Yes, 49. Believe it or not. So two of the top 2 winningest active drivers, excluding Pichu, are in the top 2. The 21 Karmika Jazin comes to pit road. Unscheduled stop for the 21, and it's going to affect the points definitely for that team. But the big race is right here. Johnny Gardner, almost a second lead over Zach Fitzwater, coming to 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go at Sonoma, and if Gardner wins, it will be his 27th of his career. He would pull within 1 win of Jacob Lawler's win total. And Lawler had 28 wins in his Cup career. So Johnny Gardner is 3 laps away from his 27th career Cup win, and he would be within 1 of Lawler. Zach Fitzwater, he's currently tied with Avi Sachs in the wins counter at 23 wins each. Looks to break that tie and score win number 24. And if he wins, he would be within 1 of Luke Walker, who had 25 career wins in the Cup Series. If Gardner wins, he'd be 1 win away from tying Jacob Lawler as the winningest driver, not counting Pichu, Luke, or Leia Walker on that list. Without my drivers, he would be the second winningest driver in the Cup Series history. And if he wins here, he will be within 1 of tying Jacob Lawler in terms of the record. That's if he can hang on for the next 2.5 laps. Zach Fitzwater has stayed neutral against the 12. He might try to make 1 more move in him within the next 2 laps. It's been a very tough race without any cautions for most of these drivers, and it sure looked like that. Anthony then was going to dominate with the win. But a mistake on pit road, exiting off pit road, and it slowed him down, and it cost him the win. And he's not even the top 10 right now. So the struggles continue for Anthony then as he drops down to the 11th spot. And Colin Francis is without a hood, and it looks like Kayvon Lewis is out of the race. Wow, something must have happened with Kayvon Lewis that didn't bring the caution out. But unfortunately, the 48 is done. And Colin Francis without a hood, he's going to try to finish the race without one. Look at that! Look at how much that the 4 car gained on Johnny Gardner. Wow, we could have a race here in the final laps. Next time by will be the white flag, though, for Johnny Gardner in the 12 car. 1 lap away from his 3rd win of the season. His 2nd would be on a road course. He won at Sawmill earlier this season. Now looks to add Sonoma to that list. And at the long version as well. Here he comes to the white flag with 1 lap to go. Johnny Gardner's just got to make it through the carousel 1 more time at Sonoma. And for some reason, this version does not have a start-finish line, but I'm okay with that. A little bit of gain on the 12, by the way, so if he runs a perfect final lap, he should be good. And into the carousel one last time for the 12 car. And he would move on in round 2 with the win, joining Chen Zi in round 2. And he would pursue that 3rd championship in the Cup Series. Would make him a total legend here in our town 3. And again, he would be within 1 win of tying Jacob Lawler's win total in the Cup Series. A marvelous career for Johnny Garner. He's going to add another win to that. Down to the final corners. And here he comes off the final turns. Johnny Garner is going to be adding another win to his checklist at Sonoma. And is going to get an historic victory here today. His 27th career Cup Series win. And is going to come here in the Toyota Saymart 350 at Sonoma Raceway. Here comes the checkered flag. Johnny Garner wins again at Sonoma. And as the other drivers finish it off, looks like the top 10 are going to be all playoff drivers. Oh, looks like the 17, Jonathan Fast. Something must have gone wrong with that car. And the 17... Oh no, Kayvon Lewis is actually still in the race. He's a lap down. He's not retired. I thought he was, but he wasn't. And Jonathan Fast took a hard hit there. And his engine blew up. Oh man, he was in the top 10 and his engine goes down the very last lap. Costly for the 17. Gonna lose some points on that. Big playoff points coming, losing on that. Next race will be, of course, the cutoff round 1. So 4 drivers will be eliminated after Talladega, which will be our next race. It'll be down from 20 to 16 playoff drivers. And from 16 it'll be down to 8. And it'll be down to 4 for the championship race. Johnny Garner wins it here at Sonoma Raceway, and the long version took a long way across, but he was able to get the win today. Fast did finish 39th, unfortunate for him. Lowest of the playoff drivers, believe it or not. Alvarez, Jazz, and also not good days for them in the 30s, and Goldberg and Nantel pretty close there, and look at the 14th to 17th. All playoff drivers. Wisted 12th there, and the rest playoff drivers finished the top 10. Pretty solid there for those playoff drivers, but it was Johnny Garner that was able to outsmart them all and collect the checkered flag here at Sonoma Raceway. A win in the record books. It's his 27th career win in the PCS, and he won the All-Star race, by the way, so he has 4 total wins in season 38 if the All-Star race were to be counted. But he also won at Sawmill and at Dover earlier this season. So he's won both at Sawmill and Sonoma, in both California road courses. He completes the rare sweep, and Garner has won again here at Sonoma, and he is now within 1 win of tying Jacob Lawler's win total with 27 career wins now for Garner and still 28 for Lawler. So next race, it'll be, of course, Talladega Super Speedway. The cutoff for the first round, 4 drivers will be eliminated from the playoffs after that race, so you do not want to miss it. Until next time, we will see you guys later.